Hello. Well, today we will talk about pronunciation, okay, and especially American accent, because many of us in India feel difficult to understand what the Americans say only because of their accent, because of their pronunciation. So first we will talk about pronunciation and pronunciation in general, and after that we will switch over to the American accent, so that next time we'll listen to an American speaking, we can clearly understand what he wants to say, he or she wants to say. Okay? So today, as we are going to talk about pronunciation, first thing that I would like to put in your mind is following a standard dictionary. If you follow a standard dictionary, it will be easier for you to pronounce English words. By standard dictionary, I mean, say, Oxford Dictionary or Webster's Dictionary. You may follow Cambridge. So there you will find some standard pronunciation, and especially the pronunciation is there in phonetic alphabet. So International Phonetic Alphabet. In short, it is called IPA. So you have to know a little bit about the IPA. If you do not know the International Phonetic Alphabet, these are some symbols which are to be learned categorically, specifically, in order to follow a standard dictionary. But nowadays it has become easier for us to understand pronunciation, to learn pronunciation because of Google. Because if you type in any word and then pronunciation, that particular button, the key, you press, click it, you will hear the pronunciation. So follow that pronunciation to be accurate, to be a little more precise when you are speaking English. In India, we have the tendency to keep our tongue flat when we speak English, because most Indian languages require the tongue to remain flat. But if you follow the foreigners, you will see that they do not generally speak all the words with their tongues absolutely flat. They often roll their tongue a bit. So two things you have to remember. One is drawl, D-R-A-W-L, drawl, and twang, T-W-A-N-G. These two features you will find in American English, both drawl and twang. By twang, I mean the tone will be a little nasal, and by drawl, I mean you play with the word for a while in your mouth, and then, as if with the tip of your tongue, you throw the word out, you eject the word. So this way, if you pick up these two things, drawl and twang, it will be easier for you to pronounce American words. But there are certain tips, of course, which I'm going to give you today, which I'm going to share with you rather, so that you can practice speaking American English at home. I often give you some American words also, American words, American idioms. So today we are not going to deal with words and idioms or phrases. We are going to deal with pronunciation, and to be a little more precise, accent. When in Indians, we the Indian people, we the Indian students, generally speak English with an Indian accent. We do not stress the word properly. You have to stress the word where it needs to be stressed. If you stress, just say, on a wrong letter of the word, the foreigners will fail to understand you. And to make them understand what you say, you need to know what to stress. And in a good dictionary, you will find that stress, that is somewhat like a small dot on a certain vowel, which indicates stress. So if you follow the dictionary and practice accordingly, it will become easier for you to pronounce the words absolutely correctly. Otherwise, very difficult. Okay, now let's come to American accent. So to follow American accent, we need to know a few rules, like T for tree. T, when T comes after N, generally T remains silent or soft. Often it is soft, and sometimes even when you are speaking very fast, very hurriedly, T is absolutely silent. For example, want, W-A-N-T. In India we say want, want. But they generally do not pronounce this T so emphatically. They pronounce it softly, either softly or often absolutely silent. So say, I want to go there. In India we say, I want to go there. I want to go there. But they say, I want to go there. I want to go there. So that's why often you will see this kind of words also. You will notice perhaps in some novels, if you read the English novels, American novels especially. W-A-N-N-A, wanna. I want to be a doctor in the future. I want to be. What do you want to be? What do you want to be? So in the same way, C-A-N apostrophe T, we in India say can't or can't. British people pronounce it can't. American people pronounce it can't. C-A-N apostrophe T. So after N there is this T. So this T is absolutely soft or even sometimes silent. Can't you see this? Can't I go there? Can't I go there? Can I go there? Not cannot I or can't I go there? Can't I go there? All right. I think I'm able to make it a little clear to you. Even after that, if you fail to understand the tips, please ask me in the comment box, comment section. I shall answer your question individually, separately. Well, a few more words with T after N. Don't, can't, want, say font. Nowadays for computer we always use the word font, F-O-N-T. So this T is soft, font or font. Which font do you use? Which font do you use? So after N there is this T. For that reason this T is either soft or absolutely silent. Okay, like I'm pronouncing the word silent, S-I-L-E-N-T. After N there is this T. So I'm pronouncing it silent, silent. Be silent. Or in India we say silent, silent. This T is not so emphatically pronounced. Especially the Americans do not do this at all. So this is silent. I remain silent. I remain absolutely silent. Okay, so next one is D. If the letter D say comes after N, somewhat like T, not somewhat like T, it is absolutely like T. If D occurs after N, then this D is also very softly pronounced or it is left silent. It is left silent. For example, H-A-N-D. In India we pronounce hand, hand. But they do not pronounce like Indians. They say hand. Let me see your hand. Let me see your hand. When you are speaking very fast, very hurriedly, then you need not even pronounce this D softly. You may simply drop it. You may simply make it absolutely silent. So, those who know the answer, please raise your hand. Raise your hand. H-A-N-D. In the same way, M-I-N-D, mind. What's on your mind? How is it possible for me to know what's on your mind? What's on your mind? Mind, M-I-N-D. D is, you may pronounce mind or may pronounce mind. Now, you may feel that if you do not pronounce this letter, D, perhaps people will misunderstand you. On the contrary, if you do not pronounce these words, people will understand you better. Provided you are speaking very fast. Now you are speaking very slowly. At that time, it is not necessary for you to leave this T or D absolutely silent. Why should you do that? You are not speaking very fast. All right. So these two tips we have got already. All right. And third tip is R. R. R is pronounced very rough in American English. rhotic pronunciation. R. For example, CAR. In India we say car, British people say car, American people say car. I bought a new car. Don't you want to see my car? Car. CAR. FAR. Far. Remember it. Remember. Okay? Not remember it. Remember it. I don't remember it. So this R should be pronounced very rough wherever it occurs. Whether it occurs at the end of the word or in the middle of the word or at the beginning of the word. Wherever this letter R occurs, lay emphasis, lay stress on that letter. Okay? That will be easier for you to pronounce it. Now, N. When in a word there is a letter N, make it a little nasal. Make it a little nasal. All right. So, say for example, as we are talking about the right pronunciation of hand, there I told you HAND. There N is also there, so it is nasal. Hand. I want to shake hands with you. Shake hands with you. Bend. 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 Okay? In the same way, wherever you see the letter N occurs in the word, make it a little nasal. Pronounce it as if the word is coming out of your nose. A little nasal tone. I think nasal, you know the word nasal. When we pronounce the word nasally, that means we pronounce the word partially through the nose. All right. Next tip is M. M is also the same. M follows the same rule. M is also pronounced nasally. When you are pronouncing the letter M, in a word, pronounce it a little nasally. For example, we may say BLAME, blame. Blame. BLAME, blame. Don't blame him. So it is a little nasal. In the same way as in. Okay? Next tip is C. When C is pronounced like S, it is okay, fine. There is no problem. Like city, CITY, city. Cylinder. Where is the gas cylinder? Cylinder. City. C is pronounced like S. But if C is pronounced otherwise, then it will be sounding like KH. KH. For example, carry. CARRY. In India we say carry. But abroad, generally American people say carry. Don't you think I can carry it? Why don't you carry this load? Why am I to carry it? Comfort. 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 Okay? In India we say comfort. Comfort we say in India. But American people say comfort. R is there, so pronounce it for, not foot. Comfort. Well, a few more examples of the letter C. Say curious. 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 In India we say curious. Say, what a cute baby. Not what a cute baby. Not that. What a cute baby. I don't mean to underestimate Indian English. Do not misunderstand me. If you are comfortable in Indian English, it is fine. There is no problem. Go ahead. Speak this language. The British people ruled over us for 200 odd years. So it is somewhat like our own language as well. So you may follow the Indian accent. There is no problem. None will raise any objection. But say you have a liking for the American accent. This video is for those who have a special liking for the American accent. Okay? So do not misunderstand me. Do not pass any sort of negative comment, please. Comment. I have to comment. C-O-M-M-E-N-T. After N there is T, so I have not pronounced this T very emphatically. I have not said comment, but I have said comment. And C is pronounced like K-H. Comment, 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 comment. Okay? I think that it requires a little bit of practice as well. You need to practice. If you do not practice, it will not be very easy for you. I don't mean to say that it is just a dawdle, it's a cakewalk for you to speak American English. It becomes so if you practice a bit. So practice every day, following these tips. In course of time, you will, of course, be able to speak American English successfully. All right, next is K. K is also pronounced like K, also sounds like K-H. K-H. For example, K-I-T-E. How do you pronounce it? If you are an Indian student, most probably you pronounce kite, kite. But do not pronounce it kite, pronounce it kite. If you want to follow the foreign accent, the American accent. Even British people also do not pronounce kite, they also say kite. So it is kite, K-I-T-E. In the same way, king. There's a king there. In England, there is a king. Now there is no king, there is a queen. So king, queen, Q also is pronounced like KH. Queen, king. Kitchen. Do you have a modular kitchen? Do you have a modular kitchen? Not kitchen, not kitchen, kitchen. Okay? What sort of a kitchen do you want? What sort of a kitchen do you want? W-A-N-T, I have said want, not want. All right. Next is, these two letters are very important, of course, which I'm going to tell you now. One is F. How to pronounce the letter F? Many of us in India mispronounce the letter F. And when we pronounce it, we generally let a gust of air out of our mouth through the lips. But that's not the way. So to pronounce the letter F successfully, correctly, you have to touch the upper lip with your lower teeth. Yes. For example, we say, for example, the upper teeth and lower lip. Upper teeth and lower lip must contact. Okay? Let's utter a few words with F. F-O-O-L-I-S-H. In India we say foolish, but it is foolish, foolish. Fan, F-A-N, fan, not pen. Fan, F-A-N, fan. Forget, F-O-R-G-E-T, forget. Forgive, F-O-R-G-I-V-E. Where are you from? Where are you from? From. First, a few days very consciously you have to pronounce these words. After that you will see that it has become very easy for you. It is a spontaneous process. You don't have to be very, very conscious when you are speaking English. But initially, when you are beginning to practice, you have to be a little careful when you are pronouncing the letter F, so that you touch the F, this way you are pronouncing the lower lip and upper teeth, both are contacting. You have to be careful. And afterwards you will see it's an automatic process. You don't have to even pay attention to it. Now let's switch over to the next letter, that is P. P. Now, how to pronounce P successfully? Should it sound like F? No, it should not. And that's why you have to practice a bit. So, for example, when you're pronouncing P-O-L-I-C-E, you will not say police, police. You will say police, police. Which a lot of air will force apart your lips. The air from your mouth goes out in a gust between your lips when you pronounce the letter P. Public. What is the public opinion? Public. Police. Polite. Is a very polite man. Say people. The people of India. People. People. Okay? Not people of India. People of India. Pronounce this P emphatically. P. Okay? Now, how to practice this? I would like to give you a tip so that you can practice this, pronouncing these two letters at home. Take a little talcum powder in your palm, hold the palm in front of your mouth, and pronounce the letter F. F. And pronounce words with F. Forget, from, fight. You see that the powder, the amount of talcum powder remains intact. Now, when you pronounce the letter P, as I have already told you, a lot of air goes out of your mouth, forcing apart your lips. So, at the time, the amount of talcum powder in your palm will be disintegrated, will fly away. For example, public, police. When you say police, public, then very naturally, the powder doesn't remain intact, gets dispersed. So this way, if you practice, you may not take talcum powder. This will be a waste of powder. So you may take a few bits of paper, very small bits of paper, and practice this way. So when the bits of paper fly away, be sure you are mispronouncing the letter F. But when you are pronouncing the letter P, if the bits of paper fly away from your palm, be sure you are pronouncing correctly. So this way, this is a method of practicing pronunciation, especially pronouncing letters, words with P and F. All right. Next, we shall learn. First, let us distinguish between these two, P and F. Two words. One is foolish, F-O-O-L-I-S-H. Foolish. And P-O-L-I-C-E. Police. 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 So, if you pronounce both these words in the same way, people will misunderstand you, especially the foreigners. Often it happens, I have seen, that when an Indian student is trying to speak to a foreigner, especially an American, and he doesn't know the stress properly, so he mispronounces those words, and it becomes, difficult for the American to understand what this guy is saying. But if you know these tips and pronounce the words according to these tips, it will become easier for them to understand you. Even it will become easier for you to understand them. If you know the accent properly, if you know these tips, by knowing you will practice. Only knowing is not enough, you have to practice. If you do not practice, I'm pronouncing the word practice. P-R-A, it starts with P, so I'm saying practice. Practice. Not practice. Practice. Alright. So these two words, especially you should keep practicing at home. Practice pronouncing both these words. Police, foolish. Police, foolish. When you are saying foolish, the lower lip, foolish, touching the upper teeth. And when you are pronouncing police, then two lips are forced apart with the air from inside your mouth. I'm hopeful, very hopeful. I'm optimistic. I know that if you follow these tips, it will be possible for you to speak American English someday. Don't expect anything overnight. Don't think that today you will be practicing and tomorrow you'll be speaking American English. It's impossible. I will not give any sort of wrong hope, wrong idea to anybody. Keep practicing this way, it will become easier for you. Well, next we shall learn how to pronounce WH. WH. There are many words where we see WH together. How should we pronounce? WH should sound like OH. OH. Not ho. Not ho, not HO, not ho. So in India we generally say, what is your name? What? W-H-A-T we pronounce in India, what. I don't mean to in any way underestimate the Indian accent. I would like to just make my position clear to all of you. Do not think that in any way I'm trying to make fun of the Indian style of speaking English. That's okay, all right. We respect that and we follow that, and that is, of course, respected all over the world. So who am I to disrespect that? But I have already told you that this video is for those who have the passion to speak like an American. So WH, when you see WH is there, pronounce it O. O. For example, WHAT, what? What? What's your name? What's your name? Not what is your name? Not what is your name? What's your name? Why do you want me to do this? Why? W-H-Y. We generally say, why do you want to say? Why do you want me to do this? I mean to say that why is all right, perfect, okay, no problem. But if you want to sound like an American, pronounce it why. Why on earth do you tell this? Why? W-H-E-T, not whet, but wit. W-H-E-T, whet. Whet means to sharpen, whet the knife, or whet your skills. Whet your skills in a certain craft. That may be anything. Whet your skills in English. This is what you may say. Use this word, whet, W-H-E-T, whet, sharpen. All right. So these are the general tips which I think that we should all follow in order to speak American English. There is no compulsion. It is not that I am asking each and every student of English to follow these tips. You may follow the other tips to speak successfully, correctly in the Indian style. It is very much respected. All the great men of India followed this accent, our Indian accent. So we must respect this accent. I myself do speak in this style, Indian style, from time to time when I talk to people who fail to understand this accent, which I generally follow. But one thing I would like to tell you, my dear friends, do not think that I'm absolutely perfect. I have so many errors of my own, and I'm aware of those errors. So it's my earnest request, if any American happens to watch this video, please point out my loopholes, point out my errors in the comment box. I shall be very grateful to you. Okay, whoever you be, whether you are an American man, American boy, or an American lady, American woman, American girl, or whoever be that. If you are from America and find a lot of errors in what I have said, then please write down in the comment box so that I can correct myself, and I'm always ready to correct myself. I do not claim the status of being a perfect speaker. So if you show me my errors, if you bring to my notice the mistakes that I generally make, then I shall afterwards make another video on those corrections in order that the followers of this channel can learn the right one. Okay? All right. Last for today. If at the end of any word, AGE, this group is found, AGE, how should you pronounce it? Should you pronounce it edge? No, my dear friends, do not pronounce it edge, but edge, edge. Do not emphatically say edge, not that edge. For example, let me give you an example so that it becomes clearer to everybody. ADVANTAGE, advantage, advantage. I think it will be better for us to pronounce this word advantage. That is word the dictionary support. But if you want to follow the traditional style of pronouncing the word advantage, it's fine, no problem. But if you feel that no, you should pronounce a bit different, and of course that should be correct. Otherwise, your English will be misunderstood by people. It is advantage. Advantage. MESSAGE. 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 Have you got my message? Have you got my message? I would like to tell you something about this particular aspect. AGE, these three letters, if you find in any non-English word, English people use those words, but they are in fact not English words. They originate elsewhere. Say, for example, that may be a word of French origin. Then do not pronounce it each. For example, SABOTAGE. Do not pronounce it sabotage. Not that. The correct pronunciation of that is sabotage. 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 So if it is a non-English word, as a sabotage is not an English word, but English people use this. It is used in English very widely. It is pronounced sabotage. In the same way, MASSAGE. It's a non-English word, but used by the English people. Now, these days, it has become an English word only. So pronounce it massage. He has gone to the parlor to have a massage. Massage. But MESSAGE is message. 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 ADVANTAGE, advantage. 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 Each. Someone like each. Advantage. But do not be emphatic there. Don't say that advantage. Not that. Advantage. Very softly. It is not age. It is each. Advantage. Well, we have already learned all these tips which we have discussed today. And now let us pronounce the word understand. 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 Why I'm asking you to pronounce this word? Because in this particular word you see UNDER. So after N there is one D. Understand. STAND. Again after N there is D. So twice this STAND. So ND once first, again at the end. Stand. AND. Understand. UNDER. Under. How to pronounce it? Do not say, do you understand what I say? Do you understand what I say? Do you understand what I say? Do you understand? Understand. Understand. But when you're speaking very slowly, do not say, understand. Do not say that. Repeatedly, I'm telling you, my dear friends. That would be mispronunciation. But when you're speaking very fast, pronounce it understand. I don't understand what it says. I don't understand. All right? Well, I told that AG was the last tip today, but I remember another one, of course. That is, after T, if U is there, then pronounce it like CH. CH. For example, DON apostrophe T, then U, YOU. Pronounce it, don't you? Don't you know? Can't you do this? What you say is not correct. What you say. WHAT, after that YOU. So after T, U is there. So I'm pronouncing this like CH. But you know that I shall come today. But you know, BUT, after that U. So but you. I think that this much is enough for this video. Some other time we shall make some another video of course, on pronunciation. I had been thinking for a long time that I would make a video on pronunciation. Many of you requested me to make some videos on pronunciation. So today I have found some time and I have shared certain tips about accent, about pronunciation. Those of you who love foreign accent, love American accent especially, follow this video, and if you get any sort of benefit, let me know. If I come to know that you have benefited from this video, I shall be very, very happy, my dear friends. Okay? And please, if you see that, if you have a friend who also loves American English, share this video with your friends. All right? Those of you who have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel, or else it's not possible for us to grow. Allow us to grow, my dear friends. I'm very fond of sharing certain things with you, and so I make these videos. But if you do not subscribe to this video, to this channel, sorry, it's not possible for us to keep on making videos. All right? See you again in the next session. All right? Oh, before we go, I would like to tell you that M-A-R-K-E-T, do not say market. Do not say market. Say market. Market. It sounds like eat. Eat. P-O-C-K-E-T. Pocket. Pocket. Not pocket. All right? In the same way, locket. L-O-C-K-E-T. Locket. Do you have a locket? Not, do you have a locket? Not like that, okay? I think that before ending the video, before wrapping up this session today, I have given you some bonus tip. For that reason, I deserve a like at least. Okay, thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye.